All right. Hello, Internet. I'm Dan.
And I'm Chaz, and this is Wine is Serious Business, episode 267.
Yes.
We're here drinking some blind Riesling.
Yes. We got 4 today. That's more than we normally like to do, but
Yeah.
I was inspired. We had some interesting things going on. We're doing blind Riesling, all from the United States. I know what they are. Chaz doesn't. I want to see if we can figure out what states they're
It's been
from.
a while where we've done one where it's double blind for me.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, I'm absolutely terrible at blind tasting, so this is going to be bad.
That's all right. I'm still, yeah, and I'm guessing I'm not going to get any of these right either. But start there, sure.
Okay.
Wine number 1 hits the glass.
Anywhere in America.
Anywhere in the United States. There's no Minnesota wine in this flight. I'll give you that one.
Okay. So I've got 49 more states to try to choose from, right?
Smells like Riesling.
That
A little
smells
stony background. It's got a little bit of that. It's got a little bit of that like river funk that Riesling has sometimes. Like
almost like a river stone, like river water or something like that. But it also smells sort of somewhat peachy. But that weird like sense of sort of minerality / river water thing is sort of there too.
And I want to call this out because this is something I see fairly frequently with German wines, and it's something that people newer to wine often read as it being corked, but it's definitely not. And so I encourage you, if you're questioning whether your Riesling is corked or not, if you're not too sure, give it a little time in the air, drink a little bit of it. If it's kind of these scents, it's usually the sign of an enjoyable wine in my experience. So.
Yeah, there's sort of a stone fruitiness, maybe a little hint of tangerine, a little citrus acid there, a little bit of apple, but like the sort of peach and
good complexity in the nose.
Yeah, it smells really good.
Wines are definitely on the cold side. This is enjoyable.
This is really delicious.
Wow.
It almost tastes like young peaches too. It reminds it's not peach juice, it's not like canned juice, it's not sweet at all.
Like early ones, you grab one of the ones that's pretty firm.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm gonna let it age on the counter. You get home, you're like, no.
I'm just gonna go for it.
I'm just gonna eat it. Yeah.
Yep. A little bit again, sort of orange citrus, tangerine, but those flavors linger. They're not incredibly intense flavors.
Nope.
Like they are just sort of like very linear and balanced along with the acid on the palate. Drinks really, really well now.
Yeah,
this is delicious.
That Riverstone minerality kind of lingers kind of on the center of the palate as well. It's balanced very well with the fruit. The acidity is present, but not on the high side. I wouldn't describe it as lacking acidity, but I also don't feel like it's really strong or really big punch to it.
No, the acidity is in a really nice place with this. Like it just sort of provides a little lift to the fruit. All in all, I mean, it's drinking really well now. So.
Tastes pretty dry too. There might be a little bit of RS in there, but I don't think
a tiny amount. Yeah.
It definitely feels dry on the palate, right? A little bit of acidity, kind of crisp clarity to fruit flavors.
Agreed.
And it's really nice that you're getting these good fruit flavors even with that dry feeling. I'm impressed with that.
This is super delicious. Yeah. All right. So
88 points for me.
I would say 89 for me.
Yeah.
Like I just like how. I've been liking dry Rieslings a lot lately. I really hope this is dry because like it does not provide any sort of sugar or like long onset of finish that like sweet wines can sort of do sometimes when you're like high quality Riesling. But this tastes like just a wonderful, really great example of a dry Riesling. 89 points, closer to 90 I would actually put. Like I really dig this.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I'm being a little stingy with it, but I can do that with Riesling, and you all know
Dan
I have a harder time appreciating the dry stuff.
Dan does what he wants.
A little bit of sugar, yeah.
You're a grown-ass man, Dan.
Grown-ass man.
Do what you want.
This one's a little sweeter.
Yeah, it is. Good?
Yeah, seems
okay, so this is wine number 2. Should I say what I think my guess is?
Like, you can do it. Go for it, because I'm not going to talk about it.
I would say number 1's New York.
Okay, nice. And I like that you call that before even tasting the other ones, right? That's
I'm going to just guess
that's a good feel for it. Yeah.
Yeah, because So
yeah,
just how you said, like this reminds me of some things, like aspects that you can find in German wines.
Yeah.
New York, I think, has provided me the only experiences where I've found something you can find in German wines in Riesling. Very few times in Oregon, very few times have I found somewhere I'm like, this is something that is sort of a ringer for Germany. And I would say this is
somewhere
in that wheelhouse.
I think you could definitely fool people with it. Yeah.
All right. What, cold?
Yeah, these are all pretty cold, so keep that in mind, right? We're definitely not getting the full aromatics on it, but
Dan had them in the cooler, and he had them.
Because I didn't want them to be warm. I didn't want to. Yeah, I should have taken them a little sooner, but
it's all good. No, it smells. This is more like a tropical nose, like sort of like the pineapple.
Sure.
A little bit of little hint of mango. Again, orange citrus.
And a lighter nose for sure too. It's not quite as intense as this one was.
Correct.
And I'm getting a little wintergreen or a little mint or something like that on here. Not really strong, but just a touch of it.
Yeah, you can see that. Fresh mint.
Yeah, a little bit of mineral too. Nice feeling on the palate. There's definitely more sweetness going on here.
So this is a really sweet wine, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
Pretty sweet, but like I think how cold this is actually doing it a really huge favor. It's like it just keeps everything like the palate and the flavor or the palate lasts a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The finish sort of drags on, and that sort of sweetness can be felt for quite a long time. But again, like sort of pineapple.
Totally.
You know.
Yeah, oranges, like really ripe oranges, or kind of like into the tangerines or something like that.
The palate lingers for a long time though.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice, and then the acid is sort of got a little bit of a sharp edge to it. Like it's definitely not as like sort of balanced as the last one, but all that acid seems to come out of the fruit, which is a nice thing. So.
I'm getting like this strong stony minerality sitting right in the center of the tongue. It's unlike one that I've tasted before, which is kind of surprised me. It really sits there. It's really got a sense of persistence to it, especially considering how sweet the fruit flavors are. It surprises me that holds on so well. I feel like this is a younger wine and that'll benefit from a little more time of integration.
Right.
I feel like it's a little disjointed at this point, but the flavors are good.
The flavors are really good. I mean. And having them this cold, having it, like I said again, having it this cold, I think is doing a pretty good service to it, right? Like, if you were going to drink this wine now,
do it like this.
Do it like this. That's it. I think this is the sort of wine that'll probably age really gracefully. Like 2-3 years from now, this will probably be a really fun wine.
Yeah,
because I do agree. It's just a little, angular, I don't know, man, but it's muscular.
Yeah. I can't put my finger on it. I've never tasted anything like this before either, right? Like the flavors and that minerality is a unique experience to me, which unfortunately still doesn't really narrow it down for me.
I have no idea what this is. So I'd say this is like 86 plus, 87 point wine to me.
Yeah.
Like it's got a lot of delicious things, a lot of things I really like about it. It just needs, this is honestly one I would say, like, either leave it in bottle for a little while, or eat it with something like, or drink it with, eat it with something. Drink it with something kind of spicy, like a really kind of firm dish.
Yeah.
This would be a wonderful
and be ready for that sweetness.
Totally agree.
Swap this out to get number 4 in here.
Yeah, so we got 4 wines, but we only have 3 blind bags.
Yeah, so Joy's helping us out, rotating things through.
Joy's doing the work.
We got the rinse here, number 3. So we're waiting for that. We can say some thanks. These are people who liked the last show posting.
Yeah.
Some technical difficulties. I would have had to repost the whole thing to get the links right because I have trouble with our headers and making it show on Facebook. But thanks to Gina, Chaz's mom, and Angela Ellis, person we don't know that gave us a like on the page. Thanks. I hope
I saw her. She liked the blog not too long ago.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching.
Thanks for keeping track of things. Ian James Cooper has been interacting with us fairly regularly. Yep. Appreciate it. Still participating. Enjoy, of course. Thank you. So.
And then the wine is serious business. That's me.
Chaz liked the post that I made.
I can't get my phone to. My phone always posts as wine is serious business. So.
Well, maybe you need a newer phone. What model do you use right now?
Shut your face. Just shut your face. Oh, Dan, I hate you. So I have an iPhone 6, but Dan. Yeah. Whatever. Let's not get into that on the show.
All right.
That can be the question today. Air your grievances. Okay. So this is number 3. It smells funny.
It does. A little smoky, a little bit of...
It's sort of bruised appley too. Is it oxidation? Like, was that
A
what
little
you call
oxidation,
that?
yeah, I think so. A little bit of that.
Like I don't know how to like pin. I'm not like as good as our friend Bo like in pinpointing certain like characteristics that are like things in wine, but like the sort of it reminds me a little like almost like caramel apple or like a bruised apple sort of.
And I get like a little meaty thing, like a little roast pork or a little salami, just a touch.
Oh yeah,
Touch of something savory there.
Yeah, I agree.
Can we pour more as my rinse? That was.
Oh, that was your rinse.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just realized like that's not a lot for me to work with while tasting.
Throwing it all over the.
That's okay. Just a little splash.
Yeah, it smells
More savory nose. Yeah.
It's funny that you like pinpoint that as like a meaty quality, but like I totally agree. It reminds me of like a cold salami at this point. Like it's definitely a strange nose.
Okay,
This is not something that like It's, it's sort of very, so. Man, it's really kind of struggling for descriptors on this.
Is it this one?
Yeah. Is this because it's like it's literally just like a whole bunch of lime and lemon citrus packed together, and there's like a hint of something else that I'm really struggling to describe. It's like sort of you could almost like we attribute this like in red wines where it's like almost like there's like this funky note, it's like earthy or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there is sort of like this like weird earthy characteristic that doesn't sort of pair well with this like very linear lime, lemon, strong citrus sort of flavors. Like,
Man, the lime is dead on. It's
Right.
really full lime flavors, yeah.
right, and that's not a bad thing. Like it actually tastes really nice. But then there's just something else kind of on the sidelines where, yeah, straightforward, high acid. What is it? Medium high acid. So.
Yeah, medium high, not rip your face off, but it's definitely strong. And I think, to its credit, because I think the lime flavors are really where the strength of it lies too. That it's got kind of that full fruit flavor, and just that I'm gonna call like an interesting savory component kind of underneath. And I like what's doing on the finish too, as it all fades away. The limes kind of spread out, and I think maybe there's like a little touch of sweetness in there that gives it a little bit of that length.
There's something like the last sip I was kind of like it sort of tastes like a bruised Granny Smith apple. Right, like there's a little bit of an oxidative quality to it. Like there's like something there that reminds me of that, and then like strong like that Granny Smith flavor.
Yeah,
so
big time.
So an interesting wine.
Yeah, definitely. Gives me something to think about. And again, man, like, so now that's two that I really don't have precedent for. Like this I can't think of anything that I've had that's really tasted like this before.
Right.
I mean, having purchased these, I've got an idea, but
yeah. You have to do this, so you can't.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't,
you don't pay attention. So I'm a sucker. Like I pay attention to the tops even.
Yeah.
And
I decided that we were going to do it blind after I put them in the cooler, so I hadn't been thinking about it, so I'm like, just don't look. We'll just get into it.
All right. Well, sort of like an 84 to 85 point wine for me.
Yeah, 85 for me. Just kind of some interesting flavors, but it works. And
it does. This isn't a wine that like I would be like upset to drink. Like it actually drinks rather nicely for what it is, but it's just a little awkward right now.
Yeah, I think the mid palate is definitely like where, like maybe with some food or whatever that would come together a little more, because I really do like the finish on it.
It's tough. It's like is this Washington or is this Oregon? Right? Because I've had sort of the similar experience in both places. Like Washington especially, I've had like Eroica that could taste like this.
Oh,
you know, but
interesting.
But
okay.
But at the same point, like I love you Brooks, but I've had like Brooks just like the Willamette Valley sometimes, where it just comes off a little bit like oxidized, sort of bruised quality. So I don't know. If they're younger wines, it's either Oregon or Washington, but at least to me. But I don't know. I have no idea. I'm so bad.
It's okay. No.
Blind tasting.
I think, like, for the most part, it's just something fun to do, right? That like nobody's gonna quit watching the show because we blind taste.
Chaz, you suck at blind tasting. I'm sure that's more that Chaz fails. People enjoy watching the show.
Well, that's probably true, right? It's probably more fun when we get it wrong. It's fun for us when we're right.
That's a switch of gears.
Yeah, I guess it would have been smart to put some thought into what order they go in, but they're blind, so we don't know what to do. Wine number 4. Wow. Yes. Jeez, that's different. Different than the previous 3, even not just different from the last one. If you blinded it to me, I would guess that there was like a little muscat involved in this.
Okay.
There's like some.
Okay, that's
There's some intense.
There's something strange.
Floral aromatic thing here going on that I haven't experienced with Riesling.
I totally agree. I was like, this reminds me of like some sort of juice quality that I've had in something.
Or that would be my other guess, if not muscat, like that. There's just a touch of American grapes in here, right? Because Niagara's got a little bit of that.
Right.
Kind of intense floral thing.
I'm trying to remember what this smells like, because this smells like a cocktail or something like.
Well, elderflower, like Saint Germain, a little bit maybe, or am I in the wrong direction?
No, you're going the right direction. It's just this reminds me of some sort of like breakfast cocktail or something. I don't know. Anyway, so it's
a little bit of red apples.
Totally agree. This doesn't smell like Riesling.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't smell like Riesling.
I would never guess it. Man. Yeah. This is making it hard for me too. I thought it had a little bit of water and stuff.
Yeah, this is like totally. This is something else.
Maybe a little bit of bread crust or something too.
High acid.
Yep. Those floral flavors, we'll just even run with a little bit of elderflower flavors on the front end we were talking about, definitely carry through onto the mid palate. It's strong there.
High intensity palate too.
It wouldn't surprise me at all if whatever vineyard this was picked from, a couple stray varieties that crept in there and gotten caught up in the heart.
This is surprising if this would be just Riesling. Yeah, because this is really, it's almost got a tannic feel to it too. Like the way the finish resolves, like the acid, there's almost like a little bit of grip.
And maybe it spends a little time on the skins. I mean, I know, various producers definitely do that, like not the full on like
Can you
orange.
do that with Riesling?
Not the full on intense orange skin contact, but even in Germany, right, you get varying levels of like structure and other aromatic elements by, really it's a matter of like an hour more or something like that.
Right.
But I bet there was more. More skin contact in this than some.
And the palate's reminding me more of Riesling. I mean, like this is a little more like again on the pineapple, sort of lemon lime, almost orange characteristic. There's like some, almost reminds me of like hitting the peel.
Yeah,
citrus.
Totally. Yes.
Something with citrus.
Little oxidized note in the mid palate on this one too. I taste it more like bread crust, but it feels a touch oxidized in the mid palate there as well.
I'm not getting that as much. But
definitely the most acidic of the 4.
This is very strongly acidic.
Yeah.
So and I don't know whether it's sweet because of that, right? Like it feels like it's sweet a little bit in the
just
finish.
a little bit, but not a lot. This third one was definitely the sweetest, right? The second one was definitely the sweetest.
The second one tasted super sweet, so I'd be really surprised if it wasn't a very sweet wine. So,
I think the cold is hurting this one a little bit. I'm gonna maybe warm this up a little bit because the acidity is dominant, kind of all the way across the palate. Getting a little bit of the apple flavors, getting a little bit of pineapple in there. Pretty crisp, and like I said, that little oxidized bread crust note on the late mid palate.
I don't know what this is, but I don't think it's all Riesling. There's like that muscadet, like it reminds me too much of like when people do that wine by itself. Like it's that
Muscat or Muscadet?
Or is that
Muscadet is Melon de Bourgogne.
Oh, but like even like that, yeah.
Sure.
It reminds me of that sort of finish, you know, like it's.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah, it's
almost cat. Yeah.
It's weirding me out. So kind of in the general.
This is a strange wine.
Yeah, in the general sense of a white wine, like yeah, the acidity's strong and full, and I definitely kind of feel that. And if you're looking for something kind of crisp and acidic to drink, this would work. There's also not a lot of complexity that's really engaging.
Agreed.
I think as it warms up, a little more of that might come out. You might get a little more interesting aromatics here, but that's not what we're drinking now, so we can't say for sure.
Great. Well, I'll say that it's like another 84 point wine for me. So sure. 84, 85 point wine. Like, I think this could also be a wine that though with a little bit of age, like a little bit of time. But it's not. Let's see. It's like I know it's a pretty low score for our show in general, but I think this wine honestly with a little time in the bottle, maybe a little time to integrate a little further, could be really interesting. Like
I could see that as well.
I do really enjoy the high acid. Like the acid is good here. Whatever amount of sugar you've left in the wine is actually really beneficial to the fruit. It's just kind of a little rough.
And I feel like the fruit could be interesting. Like there's stuff laying under the surface, but it's not there right now.
Right.
And yeah, and I'll say the city's a little rough. I'm gonna say 83 points. Maybe being a little tough with it, but
I don't know. I have no idea what that would be.
Man.
Like from what state? This is the one where I think like I'm gonna guess the other three are from like Oregon, Washington, and New York, and then this one is like some Missouri or some crazy Montana wine or some shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, bleep. I'm gonna vote Montana.
Okay, so what are you gonna go for? So what order? 1, 2, 3, 4. What are you picking?
2 I'm gonna guess Washington, and 3 I'm gonna guess Oregon.
And 4. Oh,
I said Montana.
Yeah.
I said X. Like it's basically X. Like it's from other states.
All right. Can you bring number one in?
All right. So the first wine that we tasted, Joy was so kind to us.
Greatest out on the table. Yeah.
I could have swore.
Oh,
I was like, so this is what I imagine a New York wine to be. Maybe it's Oregon.
We'll see. And so now I'll say that's also what I went with, but I had to go back and forth because I wasn't sure.
But I agree. This was the most German of the 4. Finger Lakes, yes!
So this is the Dr. Konstantin Frank 2012 Finger Lakes Dry Riesling, 12% alcohol on that.
This shit was good.
Yeah, boy, is that drinking well right now.
Wonderful wine.
Founded at Renaissance Wines in Oregon, so those of you from New York that see this, give him some ups for carrying wine from New York.
Yeah.
In the Portland area, you don't see a lot of it. So
killer.
Yeah. So cool stuff. Nice call, by the way.
Yeah.
No more talk about being terrible at blind tasting.
Well,
right?
but I mean, I think you could agree across this spread. Like it sort of had the stronger mineral characteristic, and
I drift more. I've had German-like experiences with Oregon wines. I feel like I'd stand by, but that was kind of unique. So yeah, I'm feeling.
What did you guess this one was?
So number 2, I'm like, it's got to be Oregon.
This has got to be. So we're different on this one. Oh,
there we go.
You were right. So this is the Trisaetum.
So brand new release, 2014.
Coast Range Estate.
Yeah. So yeah, Coast Range Riesling.
Wow, for medium dry, this tasted sweet on the palate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drifting towards sweet, but yeah.
But it's 11% alcohol, right? And in a vintage like 2014, I guess. So
sure. So a warmer one, you got a lot to work with. But the fruit flavors are really just popping out, and I know that's something they really go for too.
But this was killer right now, like, and especially at this, like, we pulled it sort of out of an ice chest, right? So it's probably like 34 degrees, 36 degrees. That was almost the perfect temperature to drink this at.
I agree. If this were up at room temp, it would probably be a little overwhelming. Like there's a lot going on.
Sugar, yeah. So
you got some of this, chill it down.
I'm gonna screw it up here. So Washington. So let's see. This is probably Washington then, I'm guessing, right?
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. So I guess Oregon on this one. So. Only because I've had characteristics like this in other Oregon wines.
So this is one that we've done. So this is a revisit, which is
wow.
fascinating to see, and it's nice to prove because I was like, this is really the way to tell that the first bottle of this we had was busted, right? There were some oxidative characteristics that carried over that were a little weird, but
the last time it was
top. And we can say it now because like once we got off camera, we're like, this just isn't good. Like we're not liking it. Mm-hmm. And tasting this one, it's definitely, and we had an email exchange. He said it's intentionally oxidized, which is not something we're totally familiar with. And it shows that this isn't the style that we're that familiar with or connect that well with. But there are elements of it that show really well. And in that previous bottle, the cool lime flavors just weren't there.
Agreed.
So
yeah, the last bottle was completely dead compared to this one. This one is actually drinking fairly well. In regards to this.
So fun to see in a unique style, and glad to see that. Glad to give it a second chance.
That's a great idea to pull the same one on the show. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So
so I don't know if we said it either. Yeah, Jasper Sisco, 2013 Cherry Grove Vineyard.
So what could this be? This is going to be some weird
Clara Estelle.
Yeah. Pull it.
Cali.
I was wrong.
So yeah, Smith Madrone 2012 Napa Valley Spring Mountain District Riesling. I've heard this very highly recommended from a number of people who say that, like, you really got to try it. Napa Riesling sounds really weird, but you should check these guys out. I gave it a chance.
12.5 alcohol.
Yeah, in general, this doesn't work so great for us, but founded in 1971, so they've been at it for a while. I think the vines are pretty old. The Riesling vines are pretty old. Maybe we need to try another style of theirs or some other.
Charles Smith.
It's got to be a different Charles Smith.
It's got to be a different Charles Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, like that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, it can't be the same Charles Smith.
Okay.
There's no way.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So a little bit of California Riesling. I think I've only had one other bottle from anywhere in my life, so learning a little bit about it.
It's a strange wine.
I guess we need to try.
But
some other things. So.
But I mean, when you're talking about Napa wines, it's different.
Totally.
So,
Totally, and a number of just stuff that are kind of new to me. Learning stuff during the show. That's what blind shows are good for. Right?
Yeah, great show.
Yeah,
nice job putting it together. This was awesome.
It's a good time. I'm glad we were able to do it blind. Chaz just moved yesterday, and he knew where these was. We found this in his tripod and the camera.
Put it together.
That's impressive. How many of you could do that? I don't think I could after a big move. That's pretty well done.
So for the question of the day, I want you to just air your grievances. iPhone or what's the other one?
Whatever you do.
What's the other
there's a lot of different producers. What, HTC, Samsung?
Android?
Android.
There we go.
OS,
I don't even use it, so I don't know what it's called.
OS grievances, right?
Yeah. So tell us what's better.
Oh, what's better? Wow, grievances are your complaints about your own. You got to be honest, right?
No, I don't have any grievances about my own. So.
You just shared one halfway through the show. Chaz has to like comments on the post as mine is serious business, right?
Sure. Yeah, it's phone stuck on it.
Yeah.
I blame the Facebook app.
There you go. Yeah, blame it. That's
blame it on the app.
That's a reasonable complaint.
Yeah.
I should come up for a good one. I don't have enough time. I'm not going to make you guys watch me think about it. But all right, put a comment. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.